everybody, it's Shannon here, and I'm here to give you a video today of my art space. So come along and I'll take you on a tour. The first thing I want to show you is my ATC area where I keep my ATCs. Up here we have the ATCs from my first challenge, and then some of the ATCs that I've done swaps with over this year. And then over here is the second one, and it's the same sort of idea as this, some ATCs here from some life book swaps here. And this is some candy for my one that we're having right now, and here's another one. This one was from Peggy. So all different kinds of ATCs here. This one's from Gareth. This one's from Christina, Crafty Paws, and these are from Sue, hauhs. I only have space for one more, so I'll have to make another one. But anyways, and I'm going to bring you over here. This is where I can do my printing. So I have my Canon Selfie here. And then I have my Canon Prisma, and then here is my Cameo that I use on this side. So then if you come over here, I'll give you the wide view. This is my desk. I love my desk. It's great because it gives me, it's, you know, cockpit. It's my cockpit. So in here are my pencil crayons, some of my pencil crayons. Yeah, these are my Spectrum Noirs pencil crayons. That's all that's in here, all my Spectrum Noirs. And then in this case are all my watercolor pencil crayons. They are my Inktense and that sort of stuff are in here. These are my markers. The top four are the Spectrum Noir Aqua markers. And then all of these are my other Spectrum Noirs. I chose with my markers to try and go middle of the road. So, because I'm not, I'm not a Richie, so I can't afford all that sort of, the top of the line. So I went to the middle of the line. In here, I have my Faber-Castells. These are the big ones. I just ordered the fine tip. They should be coming in fairly shortly. I got my Posca pens. Again, I have the medium ones, and I'm waiting for the thin tip to come in. And then some of my watercolor markers are there. So basically they're all arranged in colors, so the yellow, the blue, the dark blue, purples, all sort of, organized by color. Over here, up here we have my stamps for art journaling. And same thing in here. I have, the sponge and some of this, just different, sort of things that I use for backgrounds. Some, those things, and some little background stamps that I use when I'm doing mixed media backgrounds. So that's what I have in that bucket. On the next level here is all of my embossing, well, not all of my embossing powder, but it's set up with the majority of that I use the most often on the top here. And then I have my UD here, and I have one of my, like an embossing felt, an embossing pad up there. Let me see. And then under here I have all my inks. And what I like to do with my inks is I like to mix often my acrylic paint with ink to make it bright, and I enjoy doing that. So that's what I use my inks for primarily. Over here I have all my my enamel accents and glitter glue, that sort of stuff, and some there's some ink over there as well. Tim Holtz or Adirondack ink. In this little box here, I have cut up little pieces of paper that I use. It's palette paper, basically. It's used to put your paint on. And then in here I also have some cards that I'm working on for my cards. So these are already colored up, and I just take them out and put them together and make them cards. And I have some watercolor card paper in there and various other different kinds of paper that I use for card making. So that's what that is. In here, I have all of my stuff like magicals and my twinkling H2Os and perfect pearls. All those sort of things are in that drawer. I'll come over here. In here, these are all my art journals that I'm using presently, and these are like a sketchbook here for my just drawing, and this is where I keep my book of all my addresses, and this is where I keep track of the different swaps I'm in and that sort of stuff. This is my kitty cat roll of tape. I love him, he's so cute. Yeah, there he is. And this is my kitty cat pen holder. His head's bobbling around. They're my new Winsor Newton watercolor pencils that I just got. So back here we have my sticks for when you can't figure out what you want to do in art journaling, and just pull a stick and it lets you know where to go from there. Now I go down to the bottom here on my desk. In front of me are some paints that I like to use frequently. There's some metallics in here, and ceramic coats, and there's some paint daubers, Tim Holtz paint daubers, or Ranger. I got my Ranger and my Tim Holtz mixed up. Same thing to me. And there's some fresco finish paints in here as well. So anything that will fit in there, I put in there. And beside it are other paints, like my silks are in here. And there's some golden fluid acrylics in there. Some high flow acrylics in here. Again, anything that'll fit in there is there. Straight in front of me, I have some little bottles of glitter, because I've been in a swap this month for glitter. So I had those there. And then this is where I keep my inks pads. Over here are my StazOn. I use a lot of StazOn because I do mixed media art, so that's why I have a lot of StazOn ones. And I also have hybrids, which are similar to StazOn. They can be used in multiple different purposes. And then these are my mixed media, Donna Salazar mixed media inks, and these are my what do you call them? The little distress inks. That's what they are. Distress inks. And then my pigment inks are here. I don't use pigment inks a lot. I have a white one and I have a pink one, but that's about it, because I really don't use them for much. Now, what else do we have going on here? So up here I have some more paint, because really for me, I'm all about, like, I do mixed media, I do cards, I do art journaling and ATCs. That's what I do. So mostly mixed media stuff. So I have a lot of markers, paints, inks, and yeah, that's about it. Sprays. I have a lot of sprays too. So in here I have my new Illusion paints. So I have those in there. And these are my watercolor crayons. I have both a set of Neo colors that my daughter bought me for my birthday, and then I also have a set of aquarelle Lyras, which are really good too. I enjoy them. So basically I have them in two different buckets. I have them in the warm colors and the cool colors. So that's where I have those up there where I can reach them very easily. In this bucket I have, you know, pads for different purposes for there. Then I have a couple of just a few golden acrylics that I keep up here too, that I ran out of space in the other spaces where I normally keep my paint. So I'll just put them in there. In this spot here is where I keep these sorts of things to make edging, and you know, when I'm doing, here's a flat one, and then I have this one that I just recently bought. It's some Faber-Castell, and it's a whole bunch of different cards. Here, I'll show you. So it's a whole bunch of different cards with a bunch of different grooves. So you can use that when I'm doing my what do you call it? You know, with the brayer and all that sort of thing. So I use that for those. So I just keep those up there, nice and handy for me, so I can pull them out when I need them. And I have this awesome spreader that I use regularly, so that's right in front of me. And I have a color wheel right in front of me too. Pull that out every once in a while if I don't know what get bored and don't know what I want to do. Up here is a bunch of more markers. These are more kind of you know, these kind of jelly rollers and thin Sharpies and that sort of stuff. And I also over here I have my marker, my pencils that I actually color with, that I draw with. And I have, you know, I like to use pure graphite to draw with. Wait a minute there. Here we are. Woodless graphite. And I also have a Prismacolor blender for that sort of stuff. I'll put that back after. Up here are my aquarelle graphite. So those are pencils that are water soluble. So I use those. And up top here is more ink pads. These are like, you know, my archival inks, my VersaFine, that sort of stuff. And I have them on the very corner here. I have a gold one and a silver one. I use them mostly at Christmas time. When we go up to this level, these are all my glazes. So pearl glaze, metallic glaze, satin glaze, another satin glaze, a pearl metallic there. And then over here are all my lovely sprays. So they go by color, pink and yellow and green and blue and purples. In the back there are all my lovely, there you go, you can see them. So I have lots of those different colors. Up top here is there's the flowers that I gave my daughter for her birthday last month. They're dying. And this is my money that I have yet to decorate. There's my skull. That's my angel that my daughter gave me for for Christmas. It's a frog she painted for me when she was 5. And this is the fairy dust that I got when I bought one fairy bottle from Beth. There's my my Shan's Joy jar, and there's my psychedelic cat, and some of my fairies. And there's another angel back there, and there's my fairy bottle that Beth made for me. I love it. And this is the fairy that my daughter gave me for Christmas. And there's another skull. And this is the fairy painting I made yesterday, I think. So then you come down here, and I have my different books. I have the one I just got, the Centauro, and then this is the drawing book, and this is one by Susie Blue, and this is Jane Davenport. This is all my material that I use for my ATC. So I have all my different ATC stuff in here, the wood ones, the ones you can paint on, all that sort of stuff. This is a hanging crystal that I bought with all the different colors of the chakras. So that was up my alley, so I bought that. In this area is all of my glues, and we got some 3D crystal lacquer and glossy accents and all that sort of stuff. Glue stick, workable fixative that I like to use when I draw, and then I put the fixative on it before I paint on the next level. So now we're going to go down here. In this corner is where I keep all my things that I use on a regular basis. So my gel media, my clear gesso, my regular gesso, my Daddy Van's furniture polish, regular gesso, and some matte gel. So when I need that and I don't use the matte medium, I use the matte gel. In this bucket here are my gelatos and the like. So there's some gelatos in there. There's some sparkle pens and some of these ones which are cheapies that I found, but they're the same stuff. So it's all basically gelato kind of stuff. This is my bucket that I use my water in. Oh, another cat goodie. This is my cat post-it note holder. I keep that over there. Alrighty, now we come over here. In this corner is all of I keep my watercolor pens in here, and on the other side it's just like a little thing like that. So all of my watercolor brushes are here, and besides that are all the those sort of things. And over here we have pencils and pokers and the thing to clean off my stumps. I got stumps in here. I got my pokey tool. Yeah, my pokey tool and my eraser pencil and my Prismacolor. This is a colorless blender, and for doing stencils and that sort of stuff. Back here I have a set of postcards that I just got. I just didn't find a place to put those yet. And besides that is my little carriers for my washi tape. I have those out on my desk now because I didn't have them on my desk and they were never getting used. Now my turny thing here, Michael's. Basically a lot of brushes, different brushes for different things. And then I have my sprayer and some, haughs. Both sizes of haughs, scissors, double-sided tape, one of these. And that's basically all that's there. Now, if we turn around from my desk where I'm sitting, this is where I'm sitting in front. This is this side. And then I come over on this side. And on the top of here is where you'll find my spiritual center, or my altar. And then here we have, on this part, where I keep I made these cards with different words on them. Like this one says inspirational. This one says refreshing. That one says loving. So every day when I come to create, I come here, I sit at my desk, and I light the candle like this. And then I have my I have my rose quartz here, and I have my amethyst and different rocks in here. I have my singing bowl here, so I press that. And I have my incense bottle here, all my incense, and take it out, put it here in the incense holder and burn there. There's my Buddha, and there's some smudges that I have here that I use. So that's what I do before I create. I go through a whole sort of ritual. And then underneath here is this whole little tiny cubby that's full of my mixed media stuff. So in the top here is gel mediums of all type and nature. I got gloss medium and matte medium and all that sort of stuff. Let me move this over here. And here we have different texture pastes. So this is, regular Ranger texture paste, and I've got some fine formless gel, some light paste, and some, over here I have some white gesso and black gesso. And here I have whip spackle and more regular texture paste, some grass, some of this grunge paste. And over here is more paste. This basically is all texture pastes in this section here. So you got sand paste, and you got ferro, and you got speckle paste and crackle paste, and these are different kinds as well. This is gritty graphite. You have brick wall, all different kinds of texture pastes. Then the next one is sparkle texture paste. So the same sort of thing. I have, white sparkle paste, and you have some green, and this is gunmetal, just kind of cool. And then the next one over is all, like this sort of stuff, and glitter, and glass bead gel, glass bead glitter, and all that sort of stuff. The next one over is either Inca Golds. It's all Inca Golds, different colors of Inca Golds, because I love Inca Golds. Or else the Treasure Golds, which are basically the same as Inca Golds, just different colors, different purposes for using them. And then I have some little beads, some more paint down there, some, what are these? Oh, these are my pan pastels. They're in there. So that's that. Under here is all my little metal goodies. These are my metals. And then just, you know, bling, that sort of stuff. Bling and all good old fancy things. I have it in this little container like this. It's pretty cool. So then, up here is where I hold my art that I've received recently in swaps, and as well some of my cards. I house my cards here so that if I, send out a swap or I need a birthday card, I just grab it off there and then we go. So down here, I forgot to show you this one. This is my box full of things that I use for. See, there's old mail in there, and there's new mail in there, and there's all kinds of papers and ephemera and stuff that I use for collaging. Over here we have my paper, my 12 by 12, all different kinds of color paper. These are my 8 by 10 papers, my white paper, thick paper, thin paper, more paper. Under here we have different substrates and all kinds of different paper, and this is some canvases. And when we come up here, we have our craft paints, and this is all. This is bling, a box of bling. A box of bling. In here is like masking paper and Ranger print paper, and some of this, more of this cut and dry foam, some this kind of stuff. These are all kinds of different there's my jelly plate in there. These are little paper bag envelope things. And then here is all my, my scrapbooking paper. Over on this side we have different fabrics for making flowers, more ephemera, stickers, and that's my drawer of ribbon that needs to be cleaned out. In here are all my stamps and my stencils. I got a few stencils. And here's for making jewelry. There's envelopes, more envelopes. And I forgot to show you this one thing over here. Sorry. The last bit of it is this container right here. So on the top of it I have my hauhs, and this is all my paint, Wakely paint and some Delaround in there. Liquitex Basics is the ones I just bought. Yeah, so all my acrylic paint is in there. And this is stuff that I use kind of regularly for my mixed media. Oh, here's some flowers and some shells, stuff like that, There's some cheesecloth, some metal on card, some gray board, some letter stickers, some alphabet stamps for art journaling. And then last but not least, underneath here, bring this up, is this amazing container I got at at a garage sale. And basically these open like this, and inside is all kinds of flowers. And I did one order at Wild Orchid Crafts, and I bought like $100 worth of flowers. It's all in here, so I will never ever run out of flowers. So there's all my beautiful flowers, because you know I like to use flowers on my cards. So that is my beautiful art space. I hope you enjoyed it. Take care, guys. Have a great day. Bye.